Hi, Dr. Diane here. This video is an important watch for all the attachment types. Here I will describe who the secure person is and give you tips on how you too can become more secure. When talking about attachment styles, you can't take it personally if you're insecure or secure, because it's not your fault or to your credit. Your attachment style is the direct result of what you learned from your parents, and it's a combination of your temperament, some of which is also genetic. But suffice it to say that you weren't born insecure or secure. You learned to become this way as a direct result of a set of coping skills that you developed in your childhood. While some people worry, what does this mean if I wasn't born into a secure family? The best part of attachment theory is that it doesn't matter where you start, only where you end, and hopefully that is in a secure functioning relationship. The concept of growing and improving is called earning your security. And this is the hopeful part of the theory. You can become more secure in one of three ways. One, through self-healing and working on yourself. Two, through therapy. Or third, as part of being in a secure functioning relationship. For the secure person, the character I've modeled for you is secure Sophia or Steve. Who is the secure person and how are they different from the other types? A secure person is someone who grew up with parents who were attentive and attuned to their needs. Your parents most likely were pretty calm, and because of this, they were adaptive and available. They served as a secure base for you, where you felt calm and relaxed in their presence. Feeling like they were there for you, you could then explore and become your own person. You didn't feel threatened as a child, and now as an adult, you trust other people, and therefore relationships come easier for you. The original attachment scientists deduced that 50% of the children who went through the strange situation were secure. But the problem is measuring in adults. Sure, we have self-report and quizzes, but depending on the quiz, people can fake good. Ideally, what you would really need is something similar to the strange situation to measure in real time how people responded to threatening situations. And you would have to mock up stressful situations, maybe even a first date, and measure how someone reacted. But you can see the challenge here, because what might be stressful for one person may not be stressful for another. And one of the problems in conducting research such as this is that we don't have organizations that fund these types of studies. And real-world accuracy of someone under threat is so individual that it's just simply hard to measure. And over time, you don't know who someone is until you see them in multiple stressful situations. So how common, though, is it to be secure? According to my quiz data, I found that only 23% of people are like Sophia or Steve. The secure person is different from the nervous or the independent or confused type because they don't interpret stress or threats in the same way. And one of the biggest differences is that the secure person feels comfortable and safe in their own body. They're not even aware how they became this way. It's just that they're more naturally calm and therefore less rattled. When you feel relaxed, you don't feel as if people are trying to hurt you. The second way that the secure person is different is that they have a more accurate narrative about what a healthy relationship is. Their own parents were certainly not perfect, but when it comes to conflict, they don't sweat it. They know that overall they can get through the ups and downs, it just doesn't worry them. The third way that the secure person is different is in how they think and therefore how they act. The secure person doesn't take the behaviors of others personally and doesn't overthink or over-worry, nor do they have their walls up. They're more flexible in their thinking, and because they can think more rationally, they don't worry. Therefore, they can take a more wait-and-see approach. The question for you then is, do you want to know how to be more secure? The bulk of my clients certainly want to know this. Women want to be like Sophia and men want to be like Steve. Now that you know about these two characters, I want you to think of them as your new role model. Knowing that someone else doesn't struggle and they weren't just lucky can give you hope, but something to strive towards. The biggest lessons are the takeaways from the secure person. It's going to take some work, but there's a 3-step process, and I call it the body, soul, and mind strategy. Are you ready? You can either try to work on these techniques on your own or with the help of a therapist. Remember, you became insecure as a result of hundreds of thousands of interactions with your parents where you didn't necessarily get your needs met. So how are you going to recreate new situations where you do feel that your needs are being met? The first thing you're going to need to know is how to be relaxed, like the secure person does naturally. So I want you to come up with at least 5 things you can do to feel safer in your body. Because when your body's at rest, you don't have to be so alert. You don't have to look for red flags or be so worried. 5 different things you might do to be more relaxed. Start a meditation practice. Do a regular workout. What about yoga? Try body work, tapping, dance therapy. Body work is called somatic therapy, and if you've experienced any kind of trauma, this will help you get more in touch with your emotions to feel more comfortable in your body itself. Next is what I call your soul. It's about integrating your story and shifting your expectation in relationships. The secure person is more realistic because they don't expect perfection. They didn't see this in their family, and so therefore they can be more realistic. They can be forgiving. They don't worry about being taken for granted. And when it comes to behaviors, they can also stand up for themselves. They don't worry about being taken for granted. In dating, they don't expect grand gestures or expect that someone will know how they feel. Their story is a more neutral one, and they have an inner child dialogue that they're going to be there for themselves. Therefore, again, they don't expect so much from others. If you don't have this dialogue, then I suggest that you work on getting in touch with your inner child and try to come to a place of peace. The third thing the secure person does is think rationally. They don't think that everything's their fault, or they don't worry about being abandoned. They don't take too much responsibility for bad things, nor do they take too much credit for the good things. And they don't race ahead in their relationships planning their future. Or do they suppress their negative thoughts? Cognitive behavioral therapy is one of the most helpful strategies for improving your mindset here. It takes effort to recognize your thoughts, but suffice it to say, they may not be accurate. In this process, you have to identify your negative thought. It's called an I statement. Maybe your thought is something like, I'm going to be cheated on. I'm not good enough. And then you have to take this negative thought, reframe it, or remove the thought and replace it with a more neutral thought. A thought that you believe to the same degree. It's called thought replacing, and that's how to think more rationally. So let's ask, what does a secure functioning couple look like? It's important to have secure functioning couples as role models too. In this scenario, a couple has each other's back. They know how to calm each other down. There's no scorekeeping, or they don't get over-involved or under-involved. They know how to manage thirds. What is managing thirds? Thirds means managing the other people in your life, like your in-laws, your children, bosses, etc. The couple is ultimately a team, and therefore they make decisions together. Secure couples are successful in that they handle all the other relationships and put each other first. We call it interdependence. We have 2 independent people who also know how to rely on each other in a system. The secure person is flexible and adaptive. They can spend time alone or spend time with others. I want you to think about how you can be more flexible too. And the secure person is different because they don't second guess themselves. They stand up for themselves, ask for what they want and what they need, no apologies. So these are my 3 main tips. Get calm in your body, learn to relax and feel more comfortable. Try to heal or soften your inner narrative, your dialogue, inner child, the story that you have about relationships. And then think rationally. Don't give your power away. When it comes to dating, finally, don't assume that a good partner is going to fall in your lap. A common mistake that even a secure person can make is that they're too passive. You're going to have to put effort into meeting other people, especially the older that you get. Even if it doesn't work out, know that you're working on your own resume of sorts of relationship skills. You want to be a clear, concise communicator. You want to be able to express yourself and your emotions. And you need to be a good listener and a receiver too. If you found this video helpful, leave me a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You don't have to be perfect to find love. You only have to be secure enough. The next time you find yourself being stressed or resorting to old patterns, ask yourself, what would secure Sophia or Steve do? And then do that. Thank you.